Hey guys, we're back in my kitchen today and I am holding some pie crust that I have just thawed from the freezer. And today we are going to be making a Mickey shaped hand pie, and the challenge will be that we're using all frozen ingredients. The reason for this is because of the pandemic. I'm not going to the grocery store as much, and hopefully you're not either. So we're gonna get resourceful and we're gonna use things that we have at home, ingredients that you can buy frozen. They last longer, and I bet we'll still make something delicious today. So we're gonna start our hand pies by making the filling. For this, I've just used some frozen raspberries, some frozen blackberries, and some sugar. And I'm gonna cook it over a low to medium heat until it reduces down a bit, and also until the berries are thoroughly warmed up, because we don't want to put a frozen berry inside of our pie. The frozen fruit and sugar have cooked into a lovely tart and sweet pie filling. It's a bit more liquidy than I planned for because the fruit was quite frozen and had a lot of frost on it, but it still tastes really good and will definitely make it work for our pies. So for this recipe, we're using a frozen pie crust. I haven't used one of these before, and it was a bit tricky because you have to leave it to thaw for 3 to 5 hours. I believe it is thawed now though. I'm using a circular cookie tray, not to bake it on like this, but to have a flat surface. The silicone Mickey food cutter is perfect for so many recipes because you can get it warm, but you can also use it to cut room temperature things like this pie crust. Alright, we're going to use it to cut as close as we can to the edge so that hopefully we can get 2 Mickeys out of this crust. It's my first time doing this, so hoping for the best. Here's one. Be able to fit 2. Looks like I'm going to have to cut it out a little bit since the cookie cutter is not that sharp. But I think it's going to work. I'm going to use a butter knife to cut the Mickeys out of the crust. I'm going to use a spoon and carefully fill the bottom layer for a Mickey hand pie. I'm just going to put a little bit in the center like this because we don't want it to overflow. This is my first time making this. And a tiny bit going into each ear. Perfect. I'm going to take the top layer of our hand pie now and cover up the filling. And line it up at the bottom. This next step is a bit tedious, but very important. I'm going to use a fork to seal the edges around our Mickey hand pie. A little spillage, but that's okay. may have had a little too much filling in the ears. There was a lot of leftover crust, so I decided to fill these mini tarts and make some small pies to go with my hand pie. Just gonna add a little filling to begin and then add more. I used a Mickey cookie cutter to make little lids for the pies, and as you can hear, Sir Pounce would really like some attention from me once I finish. Here's our completed Mickey hand pie. This actually came out so much better than I expected. I also had enough crust to make these little pies. I did drop one in the oven, but that's okay, because 3 of them turned out pretty cute.